I want to read a poem today, tomorrow, and then on Sunday, representing kind of what each day encompassed for the people that were surrounding Jesus during Good Friday, during Saturday, and then on Sunday on Easter. And so I understand that the poem that I'm sharing today can seem kind of hopeless. It ends on a very sad and dark note. But the reality is, for the people that were surrounding Jesus at this time, who were walking with him, who then saw him crucified, laid in a tomb, dead, I have to believe that it felt pretty hopeless for them. And so I just want to sit in the gravity of the situation. I know we call it Good Friday, but I think that's because we just skip over Friday and Saturday and jump to Sunday, which is awesome that we have the hope of Sunday. But I like to sit with the uncomfortable tension of what Friday and Saturday must have felt like. And so this is my Good Friday poem that I had written a couple of years back. Under the assumption that it was simply another Friday, only to find out that it was anything but. Up until then, darkness seemed as though it had been kept at bay, the gates to the kingdom completely slammed shut. The man who made huge claims unable to fulfill them, the supposed bread of life, dead. The disciples flee and deny, worthy to be condemned, no one knowing that a dead end is where they were being led. Jesus died and hope died too. Hell celebrates its victory. They heard about the valley of death that you walk through. They didn't know it's a place you get stuck in bitterly. The disciples watched their best friend die. Then out of fear they run and hide. They trusted him to be the savior, yet it seems he's just a normal guy. And then there's Jesus' mother on the other side. She remains nearby until his final breath, watching the son she loved and raised be murdered. She holds the body of her son close to her chest, the tears streaming down her face, making her vision blurred. In her arms, a body that no longer holds a beating heart, against her barely beating, utterly broken heart. How can you move on after experiencing all of this? Jesus is dead, hope is dead, God is silent. And again, I think it's good to sit in the tension and the uncomfortableness of what Friday really encompassed for these people. And so for you, I think we all face seemingly hopeless situations in our lives where it feels like that, like hope is dead and God is silent. And I want to encourage you guys that the disciples, Mary, so many people sat in a very similar place. And so sit with that tonight. Sit with the awkwardness, sit with the tension of what hopelessness this Friday captured all those years ago, and the weight of that hopelessness for the people that were surrounding him. But don't worry, just like Jesus didn't leave us there, and God won't leave us here, I'm not going to leave you hanging there either. But for tonight, sit with that. And just recognize that they didn't have this hope of Sunday. They didn't know what was coming. Even though Jesus had spoken in parable and symbolically about this day, they didn't really understand or comprehend. So they didn't have that hope of Sunday that we get to celebrate and hold on to. So let yourself sit with this idea of this hopelessness where the Savior that you believed and all of his propheticness and all these prophecies that pointed to him and all of his power and his miracles, you believed that he was truly God, but then he's dead. And sit with that tonight, all right?